Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Test 1, 2.
Test. Test.
Taps. Shouldn't that be tars?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome, Bobcat fans. Tonight is senior night here at PCS, and your Bobcats will look to send the class of 2012 out with a third consecutive playoff berth. Standing in their way are the Parklane Pioneers. In just a moment, I'm going to bring in my broadcast partner for tonight, Matthew Lofton. But before he tells us about Parklane Academy, let's take a look back at how the season has gone for both these teams to this point. PCS got back to their winning ways last week with a 49-0 decisive homecoming victory over Hillcrest Christian to move their record to 6-2 for the year. Those two losses came at the hands of Jackson Academy in the opening game, and 2 weeks ago to Jackson Prep, the now #1 team and undefeated in MAIS play. The top two ranked squads in those rankings are JA and JP. Parklane, as we said, is 7-1 and 3-0 in district play. Their last 3 wins have come against East Rankin in a shootout, an easy victory over Hillcrest, and last Friday a 35-12 win over Starkville Academy on the Pioneers' home field in Macomb. With that, I will introduce my broadcast partner for tonight's game, Matthew Lofton, who's making his broadcast debut this evening. Matthew, tell us what to look for from this band of Pioneers tonight.
Thanks, Nathan. I'm really excited about being here. This is going to be a great football game. On offense, Parklane work out of the spread. Expect to see a lot of zone read tonight. Everything starts with the Pioneers quarterback, Brady Lee. Last week, Lee accounted for 245 total yards plus 3 scores. He was 7 of 10 passing for 157 yards while rushing for 88. He gets even more impressive when we look at his stats so far this year. For the year, he leads the team in rushing with 905 yards. He's pretty good through the air, too. He comes into tonight's game with 48 completions on 82 attempts for 980 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's a real talent, Nathan. In the backfield, Joseph Clark compliments Lee very nicely. The PCS coaching staff told me last night they have tons of respect for Clark. He's a tough physical runner. As if that wasn't enough, Lee has a host of receivers he'll try to get the ball to as well in that spread offense. As far as Parklane's defense, they're stingy. Their base defense is a 3-4 that will move into a 50 look when they walk the linebackers up. Hard-hitting linebackers Walt Aldridge and James Michael Schmidt lead the way. Defensive end Tyler Stutzman is a handful also. Defensive back Justin Brent controls the secondary. Brent had an interception last week versus Starkville. Look for the Pioneers to utilize Brent's talent on special team situations as well. He'll be dangerous on all kick returns and punt returns.
Thanks, Matt. And usually at this time we bring you an interview with Coach Hawkins, but we were unable to catch up with Coach Hawkins. It's senior day here tonight, or senior night, I should say. Senior night here as we're looking to send 23 seniors out tonight here with this is a bit like, as Matt said, this is a very big game. These two teams have squared off in the years past, with the winner moving on to the playoffs the last 3 years. PCS winning the most recent 2, going on to face Jackson Academy in the semifinals of AAA action. Matt, what do you have for us about the importance of tonight's game?
Nathan, I got a chance to talk to Coach Hawkins earlier, and he told me he thinks this is the biggest game in PCS history. As far as Division I, it's all about making the playoffs, and this game is going to punch someone's ticket in more than likely. 2 good teams really going at it. Be ready for a really good game tonight.
Yeah, and as you said, the pep rally today, Coach Hawkins mentioned just how important this game was. He said the reason this game was the most important in PCS history was because it's the first and only time PCS has had an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth on the home field. And being senior night, that adds just even more intrigue to it because, as you and I were talking about before, this senior class is a very, very esteemed and accomplished senior class. Right, Matt?
That's right. This senior class has the most wins in school history right now at 23 games. Coach Hawkins told me that prior to 2010, as a school, we had only won 24 games. So that's quite an accomplishment for our seniors.
You're absolutely right. And these seniors, like I said, have been here for a long time. They don't know anything but playoffs in their varsity. Like I said, the last 2 seasons they've gone to the playoffs. So they don't know anything but right here. Parklane, however, has a different approach to this. The last 2 years, they've come up one game shy. Last season, PCS traveled to Parklane, upset the Pioneers on their senior night, en route to going on to the playoffs, where PCS almost within feet of knocking out JA in the Brickyard and not even letting them get into a three-peat.
Yeah, that was a great game last year. As you mentioned earlier, PCS has won the last 2 meetings. Parklane has all-time series, 6 games to 2, but PCS has kind of had this series the last 2 years. Look for tonight's game to be a lot closer than that 34-8 win last year by the Bobcats.
All right, at this moment, we're going to take a look and see. We mentioned playoffs and talked about it back and forth. Well, there you see what exactly we're looking at as far as the playoff scenario. On your left, you see the South AAA Division I rankings with Jackson Prep, the number 1 team in the MAIS, at the top. 8-0 overall, 3-0 in district. Okay, Parklane right now, as it sits, is in second place at 7-1, 3-0 in district, and PCS is just outside, ranked number 3 in the Clarion Ledger polls in the MAIS, 6-2 and 3-1 at 1 loss, coming against Jackson Prep.
Division I South is just 3 really good football teams, Nathan. You know, somebody's going to be sitting out, and this game, like we said earlier, is going to decide that more than likely.
And on the right side of your screen, you see the North rankings. MRA tonight, as it sits, you look at that, they're at the top of the rankings, but they're ranked number 4 in the Clarion Ledger poll. And JA ranked number 2. Well, that's because they haven't played yet. Both teams 7-1. MRA has 1 more conference win at 4-0 than JA does at 3-0. And at the bottom there, Pillow Academy, who is having a tough year, 1-6 and 0-4 in division play.
Right. Pillow has a strong tradition. They're just kind of down this year. You'll see MRA and JA are basically battling for that 1 spot right now. They'll play later on in the season. That's going to be a great game as well. MRA's got that spread passing attack where JA has that power rushing, and they mix it up a lot on offense.
We're going to pause right now and give you a sneak peek of what's coming up, thanks to our title sponsor, Play On Sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And we are back here on the PCS Sports Network. I'm Nathan Dancy, joined tonight by Matthew Lofton. And we've gone through the playoff scenario as it sits right now. Winner of this game moving on to face, as it sits right now, MRA. But there's a lot of football left to be played this season. You've got a 4-0 in division play in MRA, a 3-0 in division play JA, who have yet to meet. You have Jackson Prep, undefeated, has not played Parklane. And this game, of course, tonight coming up will decide a lot. So there's still a lot. I mean, we're late in the season, 3 weeks left, counting tonight's game, so there's still a lot of football to go. And we'll be able to keep an eye on that as going forward. Tonight, as we speak, we'll be checking in and trying to get you scores for Jackson Prep, who visits East Rankin tonight. East Rankin, a very game squad led by quarterback Jacob Weldon, we saw here on campus in Hattiesburg. Simpson is at MRA, and I hope MRA isn't overlooking them because
that's going to be a big game.
We watched that game. We went to Simpson this year, and Simpson is a very, very good AA ball team, and we'll get a glimpse of exactly how tough that AA squad is at halftime when we will be interviewing Darren Thomas of Southern Sports and Travel. Also, a North Division game, JA and Washington. Washington Division II JA Division I, similar to that Prep and East Rankin matchup, but Washington and Magnolia Heights are neck and neck for that #1 spot in
I was going to
Division
say,
II.
Nathan, that Washington and Magnolia Heights are really battling out in D2 right now.
So there's been a lot of good football played around, and it's still a whole lot left as our captains are getting ready to meet, and you see a whole host of black jersey Bobcats out there getting ready. Senior night again, all captains. You see Stephen Jones, Micah Griffin, Chris Addison, and Daniel Patterson out at the coin toss, where they are joined by Tyler Stutzman. You're going to hear his name a lot, as well as Zach Stutzman, the Stutzman brothers, serving as captains for Parklane tonight.
Nathan, we got a great atmosphere tonight. Not only is it senior night, but as we mentioned earlier, big playoff implications. A lot to play for in football tonight.
Everything to win and nothing to lose here tonight. One note we want to mention to you, you may notice a name that we won't drop, and that is Matthew Stevens, the junior starting center. He's played every game at center as a junior. Played on the defensive end in very key situations. Had a great game against Jackson Academy and Simpson. He has an illness and is out for the rest of the season. So making his first varsity start at center in a game that is for all the marbles is sophomore Jace Broom, number 55. And we'll have to keep an eye on him tonight and see how he does. He made a big splash last week on the varsity level, as on homecoming night, kind of late in the game in the fourth quarter, he was able to pick up a fumble and run all the way back, 55-yard fumble return for number 55, Jace Broom. And so he is coming off a little bit of a high as far as his career goes, a touchdown, and he'll get the start here. Very capable, a little undersized compared to Matthew Stevens. I mean, Jace is a 5'9", 190, and Matthew Stevens stands a bit larger at 6'4", 215. So there's a little bit of a drop there. If Jace happens to struggle, the man waiting in the wings is Logan McBride, who started the year at left tackle with an injury, injured knee. He moved out of the starting lineup and has rehabbed his way back to basically be the yeoman of the offensive line, wherever, a plug-and-play guy. Wherever they need it, he can fit in. And he is one of the seniors here tonight for PCS.
First off, Matthew Stevens has done such a good job. We just wish him the best as he recovers. The coaching staff has complete confidence in Jace Broom to come in and do a great job. That's exciting for him to get a start as only a sophomore in a really big game. We'll see how that turns out.
We're getting set for kickoff. You hear the music firing, PCS taking the field. They will receive the opening kickoff and go left to right as you watch. In their traditional home black uniforms, blue pants, blue hats, white numerals. Parklane will be kicking their road white uniforms with the red sleeve rings, blue pants, red numerals, and red hats with the big white P on the side. Norton will retreat back to run this kick.
Looks like we'll have Zach McDaniel kicking off for us.
McDaniel is looking like he's going to take an onside kick here, so we'd expect a pooch kick or an onside. McDaniel approaches, and we get the pooch kick that will come down to Sygrist at the 25. He tries to cut back midfield, bounces free. He's got room down the sideline, 2 men in front of him. First one hits, he bounces off, but then a host of Pioneers bring him down at the Parklane 46-yard line. Good return from Sygrist there, and PCS is already in business.
He looked like he was in trouble. What a great cutback. And then he breaks a couple tackles to gain those extra yards. The coaching staff loves that when you can get a couple extra yards from breaking tackles.
I'll tell you, he's not your traditional fullback as far as his speed and agility. We've seen that this year. On the first play from scrimmage, we'll see Addison flanked wide to the right with Stephen Jones in the slot. Shotgun for Patterson here with Sygrist off his right shoulder, and Tyler Young is split wide to the left side. Snap, fake to Sygrist, looking across the middle is Patterson. He throws it up for Addison. He's open at the 10. He's got it. He's untouched. We've got a Bobcat touchdown.
Wow, what a way to start the first quarter. Wow, and of course the fans, the seniors, everybody's just going wild. I don't think you could draw that up any better, Nathan.
Well, there was a whole lot there to cover. Jace Broom, his first varsity snap, from center is in the shotgun. It's a good snap, and then we airing it out to begin the game.
It was a perfect pass, too, from Daniel.
I believe Waits will be attempting the extra point as we try to see.
Yeah, Troy Waits.
Kick is up. It's high enough. It is good.
You know,
so,
Troy Waits has been a great weapon for us all year. From his, especially his kickoffs have been a great weapon.
Definitely an asset, the southpaw kicker. It's good to see him healthy as well. So just like that, we've got 15 seconds off the play clock, and we're out to a 7-0 lead. Now, I'll tell you what, we had Germantown High School in here a few weeks ago, and that game ended up 66-48, and we didn't start this fast in that game.
That's right, Nathan. We were tired from watching that game. There were so many points scored.
I was tired from calling that game. I mean, I had to go home and rest my voice all weekend, and that's hard for a coach to do.
My wife turned around during that game and said, "Are you sure this is football? You sure this is not basketball?"
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's not basketball because I'm not sure if we scored 66 points many times last year. But now Waits will kick this one off from his 40 back deep for Parklane. Is one man. That's number 23, Justin Brent, the phenomenal defensive back that Matthew mentioned in the pregame. Very quick and strong is Brent.
Special teams are so important. You see the field position we had early. Let's see what we give Parklane here for their opening.
Sidewinding kickoff. Kind of, it was an ugly click, but it was effective as it bounces at the 5 and into the end zone. No chance for Brent to get his hands on this one. And Parklane will key it from their 20-yard line.
Nathan, I think anytime you're in a big game, you want to start off strong. That just gives your players such a just a degree of confidence as far as the game flows.
And that first play there, that was nothing but 100% film study right there, I can tell you. Shotgun, as you mentioned, 4 receivers, 2 to each side. For quarterback, Brady Lee, number 7. In the backfield with him is 34, Taylor Burt, off his right shoulder.
Right, they want to work out that spread. You'll probably see a lot of zone read from the quarterback.
They fake the bubble screen, go the wheel route up the sideline to Stutzman. It's incomplete, but a flag comes in as Zach Stutzman and Chris Addison went up for that ball.
Going to see a pass interference. Coaching staff not liking that one.
They get there just a tad early. He did a great job, and that's one of those where the official sees that his head didn't get around, wasn't playing the ball, so that hanky comes out. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage. Still 1st and 10 for Parklane. Ball now at the 35-yard line.
As we see, Brady Lee's dangerous. They're going to test the Bobcats secondary and then probably hit them with some run in a minute.
Parklane doesn't huddle. They just get to the line, and coach signals in plays according to how the defense is lined up. Saw that a lot with East Rankin, with Capaya, several teams, Hillcrest even. Lee looks down the seam to Brent. Jones is there, and our 23 in black makes the play, deflecting the ball away from Justin Brent, incomplete.
Big play from Steven. If he doesn't get a tip right there, that's probably a catch.
Great arm there from Brady Lee. I mean, these 2 passes have been on a dime to these receivers.
Kind of surprised Parklane's coming out with 2 straight passing attempts. Well, they do have a really good back in Joseph Clark, and then, as we said earlier, Lee's really dangerous on the ground as well.
Well, the 7-run record, who are we to judge?
That's a good point.
We can really see the influence and the change in offense under new head coach, Coach Powell. This time the back is number 41, Joseph Clark. As you mentioned, the give is to him, and he's stacked up after a gain of about 4 on 2nd down. And it'll set up a possession play of 3rd and about 6 yards for the Pioneers. Clark will remain in the game as the running back. They'll send trips this time to the far side. That's Dumas, Brent, and Gill. Lone receiver to the near side is Zach Stutzman.
This is a really big down for PCS defense.
Snap, option left. This is Clark. He's got room. He's got the 1st down. Can he get to the sideline? It was driven out of bounds by Benton, as well as Micah Griffin there to finish him off. So a big run for Clark on the option.
Zach Stutzman had a great block, wide receiver for Parklane. He's a senior. He knows what he's doing out there.
That moves Parklane into PCS territory at the 45-yard line. PCS likes to rotate defensive linemen in and out. keep fresh legs, fresh big bodies in there. But that may be a little bit of a dilemma here with this no huddle. I call it delayed hurry up. They're not hurrying to get plays off. It's just that they don't huddle. Zone read up the middle. This is Lee keeping it to the 40. 5-yard gain for Brady Lee.
There's a zone read we talked about. It's so dangerous because Clark is such a weapon.
So 2nd and 5 for Parklane.
Both teams moving the ball. You'll see PCS averages 35.5 points a game. Parklane averages 33. So both teams are used to scoring the ball.
Stutzman and Brent, near side receivers. Dumas and Gill, far side. A little bit of a cadence there from Lee trying to get PCS to jump. They hold their water. And now Parklane will key it. Quick out slant. Throw is behind the intended receiver. Dan Gill, incomplete.
He had space.
Tried to go a little quick route right across the first down markers and sit the route down right there for the first down. Receiver was open, throw just a little bit behind timing route there. So.
Right, looked like he was open. Good for us. He missed on the
same
pass.
Formation. This give Clark right side. He's trying to get to the edge. He might have it. Dakota Harvey, though, will put him out at the 30-yard line. It'll be enough to move the chains for another Pioneer first down. Boy, you weren't kidding when you said Joseph Clark was an outstanding running back.
I talked to Coach Hawkins yesterday, like I said, and he has a lot of respect for Clark. We got to keep an eye on Clark and Lee every down.
Not your traditional back, 6'1", and those long legs stride out there to provide him that speed. And I believe he's taller. The only player, you've got Zach Stutzman at 6'3", and then Jack Dumas at 6'2", out on the perimeter at receiver. Clark will now motion to the left shoulder of Lee. Snaps to Lee. He fakes to Clark, keeps up the middle, hits and goes forward at the 25. There to make the play, Micah Griffin, along with Dakota Harvey, the linebacking core for PCS.
Nathan, when I talked to the coaching staff this morning, they told me that one of the big keys to a nice game is for the defense has to get Parklane off the field because Parklane really wants to just grind that clock and eat that clock up and keep PCS's potent offense off. Right now we really got to stiffen up. Parklane's moving the ball really well.
9.5 to play first quarter. This drive just spanning over 2 minutes here as PCS first drive lasted 16 seconds. Shotgun snap to Lee, looking to throw. Throws a lob to the end zone. Got a man there. Jumping for it is Dumas. That's Gill. Incomplete. Hunter Norton there in coverage.
Good job by Hunter Norton. He was stride for stride.
Another third down play here. Parklane 2 for 2 on third down conversions so far on this drive. And a manageable distance given this offense and their passing game.
Yeah, playbook's wide open right now. There's no telling what we'll see from them.
They'll flip and send trip receivers to the near side. Dumas, Brent, and Gill, with Stutzman going the lone receiver to the right.
Brent's the dangerous one.
He's in the slot. Lee looking that way. He throws the out. This is Gill. Gill drops it. Gill had no one there. And he knew no one was there, tried to turn it up a little quick, and just flat out dropped it. It'll be 4th and 5, and I would expect to see Parklane go for this.
I think that's one of those plays where, he wanted to make the catch, try to see what he could get, and just didn't haul it in before he tried to turn upfield.
Based on what we saw on the kickoff, it doesn't look like Parklane very strong in the special teams area. So they will probably most likely go for fourth downs most of the night, especially in opponent territory. They'll send 2 receivers to each side. Shotgun for Lee again, and we've got a timeout. Parklane.
Coach Powell wants to talk about it. This is a big down. You mentioned the field goal. It could be just he wants to show his players he has confidence in them early. With PCS scoring quick, he wants to even that score up.
Yeah, absolutely. And right there your strategy is, okay, let's line up, see what look they give us here on this formation, and then we can respond and call the correct play here. So don't be surprised if they get this first down conversion right here. With that timeout, we're going to recognize a sponsor real quick. Our first recognition with the PCS Booster Club. I want to thank them, especially here on senior night, for all that they do to put PCS athletics in the driver's seat. As we come back from timeout, it is 4th down and 5. Huge play right here. They go to that similar formation. 2 receivers, Stutzman way down here by the numbers. Man up on Wilson Benton. Lee looks like a screen pass. He throws it, and right there,
wow,
Dakota
what a
Harvey
play.
was not fooled. Loss of 1 and turnover on downs. Dakota Harvey drops Joseph Clark. That's film study right there.
That's a big play for the PCS defense. I know Coach Farrell is jumping up and down on the sidelines right now.
Absolutely. It'll be 1st and 10 PCS at their own 27-yard line. 9:01 left in the first quarter with PCS stake to a 7-0 quick lead.
Nathan, Coach Hawkins said when big plays present themselves, he really wants to see his team just jump out there and capture those. First possession, let's see how we do here on the second possession.
They'll go power I set here with Fate Allen in the back. They bring a counter trap. Allen trying to get free, and there's nothing there. Speedy defensive lineman for Parklane get there. I think Justin Brent came up from his defensive back position to make the play. Loss of about 1.5 yards, 2nd and 10.
Great tackle by Justin Brent. The coaching staff thinks Brent is one of the best athletes on the entire roster for Parklane.
And you see the man towering in the middle of the defensive line. That is Tyler Stutzman. He is right over the center, so we'll keep that matchup on our mind. Shotgun for Patterson here. Fakes the give to Sygrist. Looking. He throws the out to Micah Griffin. Over his head, incomplete. Micah Griffin playing the tight end position there.
Micah wasn't necessarily open. Daniel might just want to get rid of the ball right there.
Not a bad play. It'll be 3rd and 11 for PCS.
Daniel's really matured over the course of the year. That first game against JA was such a big game, and he had a couple struggles that game. His maturing has really helped this Bobcat team throughout the course of the season so far.
Addison and Young will be the receiver splits on the near side. Tight end near side is Griffin. Tight end far side, Stephen Jones. The lone back is Island. Turn fake to Island, looking. He throws, looking to throw back to him. Scrambling now is Patterson, trying to get as much as he can. He's across the 30, and that's where he's hit and stops for about a 4-yard gain. And that'll bring up a punting situation for PCS. So the turnover turns into nothing. A minute off the clock, and PCS will have to put their defense back out there.
Parklane gave up the big play, the first possession. Pretty stingy right there, Nathan.
And we mentioned leading up, this game is going to be an absolute war, so that 7 points could loom huge. Good snap back to Waits. Just barely gets it off, and then Waits is hit. Flag down. Ball lands at the 35 and takes a sideways bounce down by Jones at the 37, but we'll check the yellow flag.
Christmas coming early for PCS here, Nathan.
I'm not sure that was a roughing. Looked like just a running into the kicker maybe. So maybe the 5-yard variety opposed to the 15. But I've been wrong more times than right this season.
If that's the case, we'll probably see Coach Hawkins go ahead and punt it again.
It is running into the kicker. So we'll put 5 yards and kick it again. And that's not a bad decision. You definitely don't want to give Brent a chance to return it, but Waits did not get a good kickoff that time. And the flag's still on the field.
You see Troy picked it up. He didn't really know what to do with it.
Nice toss there, the flag. Troy may have a future after his years in kicking the football as an official.
I'll say the PCS Horseshoes coach.
They fake it. This is a snap to Island. He's got the first down, and he's across the 45. Design play there. A little trickeration from the Jayhawk. First down PCS.
Wow, Parklane did not see that coming. I didn't see that coming.
So move the chains, and most importantly, that'll give the defense a little time to rest. Addison will be split to the near side as receiver. He's the lone receiver. They'll go with two tight flex formation with Sygrist behind Daniel Patterson. Jones in motion. They'll fake the speed, give it to Sygrist right side. He's across to the 50, and a flag comes in from behind.
Might get a face mask here.
Face mask against the Pioneers. Good eye there, Matthews. So 2 Parklane penalties have allowed PCS to cross the ball into Pioneer territory.
2 huge penalties after Parklane had really done a great job on defense.
Ball resting at the 45-yard line of Parklane. 7:06 remaining in the first quarter. They'll go flex formation. Rand Henderson this time is the split out to the far side. Huge cushion of about 12 yards. Fate Allen in motion, and we've got a flag coming in from the back judge.
Might be a false start.
Probably a false start. And not sure exactly what that signal is. A hand behind the head. That's a charge. We've been told it's a substitution infraction. It'll be 5 yards back. It'll be 1st and 7 now. The rare 1st and 7 for the PCS offense at the 50-yard line. We'll see shotgun. Island and Sigris are in an offset eye with Stephen Jones over the left shoulder, receiver to each side. An interesting formation. Look with double flares. There's Stephen Jones out of the flat. He's across the 50, makes one man miss. He's got a first down, trying to get to the edge, and a touchdown saving tackle made by number 9, Zach Stutzman, I believe.
Nice job by Steven, just using his athleticism. Once he gets out in space, it's going to be really hard to tackle him.
Pardon, that was number 6, Logan Morrell on the tackle, the cornerback. Smart play call there. Just check down the receiver underneath and let Jones use his speed and quickness to pick up the first down.
Anytime you can get your skill players in open space, good things happen.
Just inside the 40, they'll go power eye with Sigrist and Burks in front of Fate Island, who has a negative 2 yards tonight. They bring the sweep around. Island charging through. Ball's on the ground. I think Parklane got there.
I think so, too. I think Big 74 jumped on it.
He did. Parklane recovers the fumble. Fate Island trying to pick up that extra yard. Had a helmet hit squarely on the ball. Number 75, Justin Reynolds, recovered the fumble for the Pioneers. Big, big momentum shift right here. PCS was in business, moving the ball. Now the defense is back on the field.
That was a hard hit. You can tell Parklane does not want PCS to run the football.
Trips to far side. Ace receiver near side. Shotgun for Lee. Give. And we've got a flag coming in like a face mask, as that was Taylor Burt charging through the line. Face mask against PCS. It'll be a spot foul from the 40. It'll be about a 5-yard penalty. Will set up a 1st and 1. Well, we had a 1st and 7. Why not a 1st and 1?
That's right.
Ball at the 45, just across the 45 for Parklane. This is design keeper for Lee. He's hitting the backfield by a host of Bobcats. The black curtain gets there and shuts the window for Lee. Alan Winford, Robbie Morgan, Micah Griffin.
After that first big touchdown reception, we've kind of just seen a slugfest from both teams here.
As we expected. We expect this to be just a knockdown, drag-out brawl between these two teams trying to get to the playoffs.
South Division I is just loaded with talent.
Trips. Far side again. Lee toss. This is Clark trying to get to the edge. He slips down at the 40. So consecutive losses put Parklane back to the 40-yard line with a 3rd and about 6.
1st and 1 to 3rd and 6. We're moving in the right direction.
Definitely moving in the right direction if you're PCS. If you're Parklane, you definitely don't like what you've seen in the last 2 snaps. They'll flip the formation. This is 2 receivers to the near side. We've got Gill in the slot and Dumas wide. 2 receivers far side, Stutzman and Brent. Lee dropping, Griffin pressuring, almost intercepted by Robbie Morgan. Micah Griffin came untouched on the blitz, forced the check down, and Robbie Morgan got that big blue paw up in the air as he's playing with a fractured wrist.
Dakota Harvey was just a few feet away from intercepting that ball, and if he gets it, he's going to the house.
1 calendar year passed from last night, I believe from last night when these two teams met. Dakota Harvey had 2 pick sixes at Parklane.
Wow, he's been looking forward to this game. Parklane's his good luck charm.
Punting situation, and Tyler Young almost blocks it. High, short kick. I'm not sure if Young didn't get a finger on that.
I think he got a tip.
Ball will be down at the PCS 36-yard line. We've seen Tyler Young do a phenomenal job on that edge rush on the punt situations. And what he does a really good job of, if he doesn't get there, he doesn't hit the punter. So he's smart about his rush.
Good field position again for PCS. Let's see if we can put some points on the board here.
4:28 showing on the clock remaining in the first quarter. PCS leads 7-0. On their opening possession, it lasted 16 seconds. Daniel Patterson found a streaking Chris Addison down the seam for a beautiful touchdown, senior to senior here on senior night. Flex formation, Jones on the speed sweep, trying to get to the edge. He gets there and makes one man miss and leans forward across the 40 to the 41 for a gain of about 5 on the play. And we'll call it 4. Last week you rounded up. This week we'll round down. It'll be 2nd and 6.
PCS has such a great stable of backs with Cygris and Island and Steven being able to rotate, keeping fresh legs.
We've seen it all year, and the best part about it is Jones the only senior.
That's right. Fade Island being a sophomore, 2 more years with Fade.
Well, flex formation, Henderson is a split out near sideline. Jones in motion again, toss to Cygris left. He's got a convoy in front. Huge block from Stephen Jones.
That's what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing PCS run the football.
Little smash mouth right there, and PCS crosses the 50. And a first down for the Bobcats.
I really expect Parklane to start really just loading the box and seeing if PCS can complete some passes.
Robbie Morgan will check in at tight end. We'll see Addison break huddle and come to the near sideline. Flex formation again, a little power football. 2 tight ends. Jones in motion. Same play, toss to Cygris. This time not near as successful, gains about a yard. Tackled there, I believe, by number 11, Seth Travis, coming up from his linebacker position to fill the hole.
Got Boomer down there riding on a giant tricycle, looks like.
The Bobcat trike there. We'll go flex formation, but a little twist to it. Cygris is behind the right tackle. Norton in speed motion. This is a counter to Cygris, going right to left, back to the middle of the field, and every man is in a pile on top of the PCS Bobcat logo. Gain of about another yard there. It'll be 3rd and 7.
As they unload the dog pile, looks like we got a Bobcat down. Or is it a Pioneer?
That'll be
Pioneer down.
Parklane injury. And with that, we'll take another quick moment to recognize the other few of our sponsors here tonight making this broadcast possible. We've already heard from the Booster Club. And tonight we wanted to say a thank you to the paw print. The next time you're out at Bobcat Stadium, just stop by the corner of the concession stand and look up for the paw print sign. Inside, you'll find all things Bobcat, from mugs and T-shirts to spiritware and car tags. And for your convenience, they are now accepting most major credit cards. The paw print is the place to find all your PCS gear for the athletic year.
Nathan, you shop at the paw print, right?
Absolutely. I have a charge account there. I'm a preferred customer.
That's right. Me too.
And also, if you like what you're seeing tonight and want to keep up with more and more PCS athletics, you can now follow all PCS sports on Twitter. Just go to twitter.com/PCS_sports. Sign up for feeds. Get live scoring, updates, and news information. Schedule changes and more. For all PCS athletic news, that's www.twitter.com/PCS_sports. You can also sign up for text message updates if you aren't on Twitter. Just follow the directions on your screen.
Nathan, you mentioned the Booster Club earlier. I don't think words can express how much the Booster Club does for PCS athletics.
You're absolutely right, Matthew. And we see the injured Parklane Pioneer on his feet now. That's a good sign. It is number 50.
Looks like that's
is
Walt Aldridge.
Yeah, Walt Aldridge, you're right.
Talked about him in the pregame. Great linebacker. Looks like a junior for the Pioneers.
Favoring his right leg, and he's not putting any pressure on that leg. And we'll hope for the best for the young man. He's just a junior, as you mentioned. So you hate to see that in a critical game for two teams that are literally fighting for a playoff position.
Hopefully it's just a slight ankle sprain. Maybe he can ice it, tape it, see what happens.
So when we come back, we'll have 2:27 remaining in the first quarter. It's been a pretty slow first quarter. A lot of passing, especially from the Parklane side of things, a lot of incomplete passes.
Yeah, it didn't start off slow, though.
16 seconds, and we have our only
raced
score.
into a touchdown right off the bat. Parklane's defense is really stingy for the year. They're only giving up 10 points a game, so the Bobcats giving up 19 a game.
Very impressive.
Opponents are a little bit different there, but Parklane has a really, really stout defense.
So we're finally ready for play again. Chris Addison is split out of the flex formation as the wide out to the near sideline. Jones motions. Fake the reverse to Allen, looking to throw his Patterson. He hits Micah Griffin, the tight end, and he's complete up to the 30-yard line. Another Bobcat first down, and we've seen that play a lot the past few years from big number 8, Hunter Hawkins.
That's right.
And Micah Griffin, a plug-and-play guy.
Hunter at University of Southern Mississippi now, and we usually see Hunter on the sidelines with his dad.
Usually he is on the sidelines with the headset on. Been very integral, and he's always here on campus.
That's right. He's such a great guy.
1st and 10 for PCS. Island will go in motion. They'll throw the quick screen out to Tyler Young. We've got a flag on the play. Young trying to find space, and he's dropped just across the 25. Illegal shift. I didn't quite see that one. Not sure exactly what happened. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, however, against PCS.
And that really negates a really nice play for us as well.
It'll be 1st and 15.
Nathan, what's in your playbook for 1st and 15?
I'm a big proponent of the screen pass. I love the screen pass, but we haven't seen it this year from Coach Hawkins. When you've got Fade Island and Lee Sigris, I don't care, 1st and 15, 1st and 35, just hand that ball off.
Hand the ball off, that's right.
Jones is the lone back now. He gets the toss. Fake the reverse to Tyler Young, and Jones has got the edge. He makes one man miss. He's into the open field. Touchdown, Bobcats. And no flags on the field. Michael Cooper, I got to bring it out. Michael Cooper leveled a man at the 20-yard line, the only man that stood between Stephen Jones and a touchdown. And guess what? Stephen Jones got that touchdown.
Once again, Stephen Jones is using his athleticism, making people miss. He almost hurdled that guy for the touchdown.
That is Drew Smith's favorite play from the entire year. We saw that game 1 that J.A. pulled on PCS, and PCS couldn't stop it. And the old saying goes, you can't beat them, join them. Coach Hawkins put it in the playbook, and it's been very successful for him throughout the year. Just like Troy Waite's extra point, 14-0, PCS leads with a minute 12 left in the first quarter. We're going to pause, take a quick break, and be back with the kickoff and more football action here on the PCS Sports Network. We're back here live from Bobcat Stadium in Hattiesburg, Mississippi on senior night. And we've seen two seniors score a touchdown. Stephen Jones and Chris Addison. PCS leads 14-0 over Parklane. Troy Waite's low line driving kick bounces at the 20, fielded by, I believe this is Cody Harvey. And he goes up about the 20 where he's dropped by Chris Herron. Great special teams tackle there from Herron.
And you normally see Waits kick that ball long, but with Brent and his athleticism, we're going to try to keep it away from him.
So I have 1 minute remaining, which is plenty of time for this Parklane offense to strike.
Sounds like the fans are getting into it. We got a little blue-white going on down.
And under center for the first time is Lee. An I formation with 3 receivers. Toss right. This is Burt. And Burt is dropped by Micah Griffin before he can get to the 30-yard line. Taylor Burt, nice first down run. Will set up a second and short. Second and about 4 after the 6-yard gain. Correction, 7-yard gain. And they'll go back to the I formation. So the shotgun wasn't producing quite the expected return. Parklane changes things up. This is Burt again. Hit, drops right at the line of scrimmage. Couple of Bobcats there. Michael Cooper, who sprung Stephen Jones for his touchdown, in on that stop. No gain on the play.
3rd and short, Parklane. Expect to see anything right here.
They go to the shotgun, trips to the near side, and Zach Stutzman, the lone receiver, far side. 20 seconds left in the first quarter, and what will most likely be the last play of the opening period, barring an incomplete pass. This is a run, however, option right, and Lee will not get there. It'll depend on the spot.
They ran that earlier, went with the pitch first time. This time thought he could get the first down himself.
I believe he's got the first down.
Referee signaling
first down. And as soon as they mark this ball ready for play and move the chains, it's first down. He got it right at the 32-yard line. 5 seconds remaining and counting, and they probably will not get a snap off here, and they won't. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back to bring you the second quarter here from Hattiesburg. Our score 14-0 PCS over Parklane. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back as we're about set to begin the second quarter here from PCS as the Bobcats are taking on Parklane in what will most likely be a playoff berth situation. Winner goes, advances. We'll go back to the shotgun with trips far side, one near side. Running back is Clark. They option to his side, keeping it. He cuts it up, and he's hit by Allen Winford and Micah Griffin at the 35. Gain of 1 yard on the play.
Big tackle. Good to see Micah back in action as well.
Mentioned that he's been out. He's wearing a knee brace on that right leg and an MCL in the first defensive series of the season. But he rehabbed, and worked his way back. Andrew Burks, the same thing. Last week we had everybody healthy and back, ready for the stretch run, and then Matthew Stevens. We lose him for the season this week due to illness. This is Justin Brent going right side, trying to cut back. He's speedy. He's also strong, losing defenders, and he's just across the first down. Great run by Justin Brent there, and it'll depend on the spot again, but I believe he picked up the first down, and he did. Move the chains for Parklane.
We talked about Brent's speed. He had some wheels on him right there.
They'll send trips to the near side, twins to the far side, 5 wide receivers. The 5th receiver coming on is 11, Seth Travis, who also plays linebacker. Coach Farrell recognizes something, and he's shouting and jumping.
Coach Farrell's ready to hit somebody, Nathan.
They barely get the play clock off, and we've got a flag coming in. False start against Parklane.
They're trying to avoid that delay of game. Ended up getting a false start.
First and 15. Upcoming for Parklane. Ball will move back inside their own 40 at the 39. And we'll see, well, every receiver is going to the left side of the formation now. And now finally Zach Stutzman will come all by his lonesome to the near side. So 3-by-1 here with Burt off the left shoulder. They got to hurry to get this play off. 3, 2, and 1. Barely get it off. Give to Burt middle. And he'll surge forward back to the original line of scrimmage before Winford and Addison combine to halt the ball carrier.
I've seen a lot of different looks from Parklane. That's one of Coach Hawkins' trademarks of having all the different formations to keep the defense.
And we'll see some substitutions coming on late for PCS on the defensive line. Alan Winford trying to hustle off, and he will. Parklane. Again, they get to the line of scrimmage and then call signals. They'll flip the formation, go 3-by-1 to the near side. This is a fake to give to Clark. Keeper for Lee. He's hit and looked like some fighting for the football. Lee was able to hang on to it after a short gain of about 2 on the play. We'll call it 3. It'll be 3rd and 7 here, shy of midfield for Parklane. 9.5 to play in the first half.
2 or 3 Bobcats stripping at the football. Wow, a turnover right now would be huge for PCS.
Third and 7 for the Pioneer offense. They've been able to move the ball, just not cash in to pay dirt. 3-by-1 here for Brady Lee in the shotgun. Looking left side, throws, and it's short, intended for Dan Gill.
We've seen a couple of Pioneers slip down and fall so far to PCS's advantage.
Had that been completed, he would have been about 2 yards short of the first down.
Nathan, this is that middle of the field where you could see a little trickeration right here. Just keep your eyes on it.
We saw it from PCS at almost this exact spot in the first quarter. And Zach McDaniel will drop back to punt. He's at his own 32. And Tyler Young almost got to one earlier. I think he actually did deflect it. No rush, set up the return. Jet line to Stephen Jones at the 25. He'll swing it all the way near side, trying to get the sideline. He's up to the 40, and one man knocks him out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That was number 12, Carr Young.
We almost had a block in the back. We're going to be real careful on those situations.
Was very close. So he's just shy of the 45 with 8:51 to play in the first half. Leading 14-0 is PCS over Parklane on senior night.
Nathan, if PCS could get in the end zone one more time before halftime right here, that would really deflate Parklane sales.
They'll go I formation with Alan Winford, one tight end to the right, Micah Griffin tight end to the left, Rand Henderson split from the formation. Turn and give to Allen up the middle. He's hit and gets about 2 yards there.
You better believe they have their eyes on Fate Island when he's in the backfield.
Tell you, I'm not sure I've seen a PCS running back take a handoff with such a head of steam. I mean, from his position, 6-7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, he just surges quickly to get to that hole.
He is quick as can be, and he can make people miss.
He's a fearless runner. And last time he carried it, before that, he hit the hole in a hurry. Helmet hit the ball, and the ball came out. So
that's right.
No fear and a little bit of amnesia there. Same formation for PCS. It's a toss left side to Island. He's got a caravan in front, trying to stay in bounds, and he does. Keeps the clock running as he crosses the 50 to the Parklane 43-yard line. So good run there. Will set PC up with a first down with 8 to play.
Very similar to Stephen Jones' touchdown run.
And the clock will run under 8 now. Little smash mouth football. They've running 3 tight ends up there. Sigris, the fullback.
You'll notice we're eating that clock up, too.
Patterson turns, fakes to Sigris, gives to Island right side, bursting through to the second level before he's finally corralled and dropped inside the 40. Gain of about 6 on the play.
Like Dylan Barnes.
Justin Brent on the stop
tackle
there. He's all over the field tonight.
He is. They're going to utilize him in every phase of the game.
And we'll see some speed come into the game. Tyler Young, Hunter Norton, and Chris Addison. So he smashed the ball between the 40s, and then we open it up a little bit.
Couple seniors coming in.
No back behind Patterson. 2 receivers to each side, 1 in the slot. That's Norton in motion. Patterson being pressured and dropped. Oh, there's the matchup we talked about.
The big man.
Big Tyler Stutzman and Jace Broom, the new center. Patterson looked like he wanted to throw it, but he just didn't have the time, and Tyler Stutzman is still down.
Stutzman is shaking up.
And we'll have an injury timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. Be back to bring you the rest of the first half in just a moment. PCS leads 14-0 with 6:49 to play in the first half. We're back here from Bobcat Stadium. PCS leads 14-0. And we were happy to see Tyler Stutzman walk off under his own power, actually jog off the field. So that's a good sign there.
That's right. 2 of our players to watch, Walt Aldridge and Stutzman, have both come out with injuries. We just wish them the best of a speedy recovery.
Offset I formation, toss left to Island. He's at the 40. He's got the sideline, cutting back. 1 man to beat at the 25. Knocks him down. That's quarterback Brady Lee saving a touchdown. Peyton Island tiptoeing the sideline for another first down.
Yeah, Brady Lee doesn't make that tackle. Island's going all the way.
They'll mark him out at the 24-yard line, and that'll be where they mark the ball. 6.5 to play first half. I would expect to see, going back to your injury, I would expect to see Tyler Stutzman back on the field here shortly.
That's right. They're working on him right now.
Addison will split wide to the right, Young wide to the left. They'll go 2 tight ends. And Sigris, the lone back behind Patterson. Tight end around for Micah Griffin. He's got a man out in front and trips him up, crossing the 15. Well, the tight end around. A little reach into the pocket there from Coach Hawkins.
That's right. Hadn't seen that one. Very effective.
When you've got athletes like Micah, you find ways to get them the football. We've seen him as a receiver. Now we see him as a ball carrier.
Good basketball player as well.
In the red zone now, and one thing Coach Hawkins has talked about this year is his red zone efficiency, and particularly he's been critical of his own red zone calling. We go 2 tight ends with an I formation, give it to Sigris. He's hit, stacked, and spins away, but he'll be stacked up and not get the first down. It was 2nd and 1, now to 3rd and 1.
Stutzman back in the game, making his presence felt immediately.
Remember me.
That's right. He's a big man.
3rd and 2.
This is a big down for the Pioneers. They really need to force a stop.
We see Andrew Burks check in, and that's typically a sign of the power I formation coming, the second fullback. And that's what we'll see. We'll see tight end to the right, tight end to the left, power I. Give left side Island, hopping over a man and spinning his way inside the 10 to the 5. Still surging forward to about the 6-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Fate just doesn't give up. I think every time he thinks he can get one more yard.
Well, I said hopping. It was the jump cut. You see the jump cut a lot these days. Those running backs just plant and then just jump on 45-degree angles and cut back. And Island right there showing off the agility.
Nathan, you need to recruit him for the basketball team, I think.
I tried. He loves football, and he is every day. If he's not on the field, he's in the weight room getting better. Power I formation to the right this time. They'll toss it that way to Island. And he's stacked up. Justin Brent, the first pioneer there.
Justin Brent's having a great football game.
And we've got a man down. I think that's Brent. Slow to get up. He does get up, however. And the officials called for a timeout for the trainers to come on. Brent hops back up, gets in the huddle like, I'm good. But the trainers are going to take a look at him anyway.
I think it's too late. He's going to have to come out for at least one sequence.
The official stop play. You have to come out of the ball game. 4:13 remaining, and looked like Brent took a big shot there, so he may get the old concussion test on the sideline.
Another player to watch
Exactly.
goes down with the injury for the Pioneers.
I'll tell you what, Matthew, you may have the kiss of death on these players. These are special guys to watch. Well, we're watching them walk off the field injured, and you don't like to see that.
They are great athletes.
And a flag comes in on the near sideline. Look like they're pointing against PCS. I don't know what that was. Illegal formation, possibly? Or was that a false start? He signaled it in against Tyler Young. I don't see Tyler Young on the field. He wasn't. That was an illegal formation penalty. We'll be back it up 5 yards, and we'll replay it.
That was a strange sequence.
2nd and goal from the 12. We're still in the power I to the left this time. They give to Island left side, fighting his way to the 10, gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. And there's Tyler Stutzman on the tackle, the nose guard, and this 3-4 defense for Parklane. You don't see the 3-4 very much in the high school level.
Yeah, Parklane plays 3-4. Every now and then they'll move back in that 50 look, especially when it gets to short yardage situations.
Under 3 to play now. In the first half, PCS leading 14-0 and knocking on the door here again.
Not much time left, Nathan. If we could get in the end zone here, be a big statement for the Bobcats.
And Coach Hawkins will call a timeout just under 3 to play. We'll keep it here right now as we approach halftime. Got a couple of score updates for you. From JA, I believe this is JA, or it's from Washington. Washington leading JA 7-0 in the second quarter. Prep is leading East Rankin 21-0 in the second quarter in Pelahatchie. I know we had a big game as I think it was Taylorsville and Bassfield. Am I correct?
It is Bassfield. Bassfield, a 2A school that's currently ranked in the Super 10 of the Clarion Ledger.
Very impressive.
You do not see that very often.
Petal leading Natchez 7-0 after 1.
That's a big game. Natchez put off the upset against Meridian a couple weeks ago.
And as we mentioned the Bassfield game, Bassfield leads 7-6 over Taylorsville in the second quarter. We're back to action here. Patterson rolling, looking for Sigris. Throws it high, incomplete.
Pretty good coverage by the Pioneers. A little high on the throw from Patterson.
So it'll be 4th and goal.
See Troy Waite's leg here.
I believe he is 0 for 1 on the season in the field goal department. And that's a very misleading stat.
He's a very talented kicker.
As he was injured. Well, I said 7-6. Bassfield is 20-6 now. And Parklane jumped. Huge penalty.
Big play.
It's 4th and goal from the 10. Now it's 4th and goal from the 5.
Let's see if Coach Hawkins changes his mind here.
The old philosophy is you don't chase points this early. And they'll line it back up again as Waits will step off and try this 21-yard field goal attempt. Snap good, kick good. Where it's up and it's wide, no good. Troy Waits pulled that one wide right. And he's 0 for 2 on the season. Well, his first attempt that he missed on the season was about a 47-yarder that tried to get a little too much leg into, and it was a shank. That one was just a straight pull to the right.
He really wants that one back, you can tell.
So, Parklane will take over at the 20-yard line. I believe that is correct. Waiting on the football to come in.
That's correct. Not much time left on the clock. We really need to keep Parklane out of the end zone.
We mentioned the very dangerous, quick scoring attack from Parklane. And they'll go with 3 tight ends I formation here. First power look we've seen from Parklane. They toss left. This is Burt. Burt hit, stacked up, drop. Dakota Harvey, big tackle on the right side. Slight loss on the play of about 1. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Pioneers.
Parklane has 2 timeouts. We'll see if they're okay with going into half 14-0. They're going to try to speed this up, maybe get some points on the board.
I really am surprised to see them go under center right here. I would assume we would go shotgun in, and we'll see it here. Must have wanted to get that play in, maybe think that they bring all the defenders in the box and then maybe pop one long run. But they'll spread it out here. They'll send 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Clark off the right shoulder of Brady Lee. Option right was a big play early. This is to Clark. Jones is chasing, and Norton will drive him out of bounds at the 27. Stopping the clock, under 2 to play in the half. Gain is 8 yards up. We'll set up a 3rd and 2, long 2, short 3.
Big down for Coach Farrell's defense.
And they go trips to the left, single receiver to the right for Lee and the offense. Clark off his right shoulder. Design keeper for Lee, right side. Broadhead forces him back, and Griffin will drop him. Inbounds, however. And we've got a timeout from Parklane on that play.
Well, that answers our question. Coach Powell wants to try to get the ball down the field, score some points before half.
Well, I believe it was all contingent on picking up that first down. If he gets that first down, he calls timeout and moves on. But,
that's right.
Well, I don't know if he called timeout or if it's just stopping for the chains. I saw a signal. Well, he did not call timeout. I'll stand corrected.
And clock is running.
Clock is running. So the clock stopped momentarily to reset the chains. 1st and 10. Minute 40 to play. Dropping back is Lee, looking middle of the field. He's got a man. That's Gill, and Gill dropped it.
What a great play by number 7, Chris Addison.
Addison was there to hit him. He just did he just bear hugged him from behind and swiped down and forced the ball out of Gill's hands.
That was a sure completion. Big play by a senior on senior night.
He's already got a touchdown, and is playing very key in the defensive backfield. 1 of 37 remaining. 2nd and 10 now. And we saw it earlier, the wheel route from Parklane. They do the outside receiver on the comeback and then send the slot man wheeling out. Late substitution is Tyler Young in the defensive backfield. Option left for Lee, and he stumbles and falls at the 35. Gain of a yard. Clock continues to run. 90 seconds to play first half. 3rd and 9.
I wonder if we stop him for Coach Hawkins, he'll use a timeout of his own.
I would expect Coach Hawkins to be very satisfied to go into the half up 14-0.
Against a really good Parklane team.
Absolutely. You said averaging 10 points a game, and we've got 14 on the night this PCS. They'll go twins to each side, Lee and Clark in the shotgun backfield. Dakota Harvey directing traffic. They give to Clark left side. He's got a little room. He's free. Stephen Jones saves the touchdown as Clark crossed the 50 and goes out near the PCS 40-yard line with 49 seconds. And just like that, Parklane's in business.
Nathan, basically the one thing we didn't want to happen, a long run and out of bounds. Very manageable for Park Lane here with 49 seconds left.
Still have both of those timeouts. They mark him out at the 41. And we have number 15, Dan Gill. Wait, no, we've got Lee in I formation, Carr Young at quarterback. This is a halfback toss pass for Lee. And Micah Griffin.
Bobcats are all over that.
Micah Griffin there at the 50 and drops him. Loss of 9 yards
Looks
on the play.
Looks like also Justin Giroux in on that tackle.
Another big play defender. You know, it's a little different when you take your starting quarterback and put him in halfback and your backup at first appearance for Carr Young on the halfback toss pass. Micah Griffin didn't even let him get his feet set. Great play by Griffin there.
Clock's running. PCS going to be in a little prevent here.
10 seconds, and we see Addison and Jones retreat deep, deep. Lee keeps left side running, trying to get to the edge. Chris Aaron forces him back, and that's where Dakota Harvey will finish him off. And that'll be the last play of the half. Our score at halftime, PCS leads 14-0 over Park Lane. We'll pause and be back in just a moment where we'll have Darren Thomas from Southern Sports and Travel visiting with us here at halftime. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here at halftime as PCS is leading Parklane in a very crucial game for a playoff berth here, as the winner will most likely move into the driver's seat for postseason play here in 2012. And joining me here at halftime is Darren Thomas. Darren runs the Southern Sports and Travel website, does a great job of that, keeping up with MAIS athletics. And if you frequent his website, you know he keeps you informed all throughout the year as far as anything to do with MAIS sports. Darren, thanks for joining us here tonight.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. It's always a great experience coming to Presbyterian. I really enjoy it.
For those people out there who aren't familiar with all that you do, just give us a quick general introduction and what made you decide to start doing what you do?
Well, my website is Southern Sports and Travel, and it's, the easiest thing to do is just Google it, and it'll bring it right up. But I've had the website up for about 5 years, and the primary objective in starting the website was, I had 2 kids that grew up in the MAIS, or what was the NPSA, and hardly a week went by that you didn't know anything about your opponent, your upcoming opponent, unless you lived in a major city that had a really good-sized newspaper. A lot of teams couldn't really follow other teams. So that was the primary objective in starting the website. And God's been great. I mean, it's just been phenomenal growth over the past 5 years, and particularly over the past 2 years. It's just it's almost tripled in traffic to the website. So it's just been phenomenal.
That's great to hear. And you mentioned the old MPSA days. I myself am a lifelong MPSA, MAIS patron. I grew up at Delta Academy, played for Craig Daly, and he's up toward your neck of the woods a little bit. I know I really appreciate it, as well as many around the state, what you do, and they frequent your website often, as you said, the growth there and triple the hits. But quickly, again, just give everyone that website they can go to just kind of keep up with you.
Everybody Googles nowadays, just type in Southern Sports and Travel, and it'll bring the site right up. And it's a little easier to do that instead of trying to give the entire web address, which half the time I can't remember. But anyway, it's like I said, just Google it, and the site comes right up.
You see it there.
And also, that's another good point. Anybody can go to the MAIS website, the home site, and click on my link. My link is attached to their home page, so that has helped out a lot also.
Absolutely. That's a phenomenal endorsement. If the MAIS is behind you, you know you're doing a good job there. We here at PCS are fairly new to the world of media. I've started a broadcast journalism class here this year. We're doing the internet streaming as you're watching here. So kind of help us out. What are some of the challenges that you faced, as you said, you've had the website for about 5 years now, and it's really now starting to take off and be recognized for exactly the benefits that it has?
Well, challenges on the onset were getting sponsors to sponsor the website to cover basic costs. Travel and things like that can be quite expensive, particularly during basketball season. Football is a joy. You got one game a week. During basketball, it can be really stressful, particularly during playoffs and postseason. The other challenge was maintaining contacts each year. You have a lot of parents that are reliable contacts during their children's athletic careers, but once they move on, you have to acquire new contacts each season. But that's become, the more popular the site has become, that has been easier. But on a typical Friday night during football season, I'll receive probably 250 text messages between 7 o'clock and 11 p.m. Pertaining to football.
Wow.
So you can imagine how, football is king, as everybody knows.
You're absolutely right there. And you mentioned all the travel in basketball season. When I'm not on the radio, or as you see right now, I guess you can call it moonlight as a basketball coach, so I know the grind that you speak of and the travel in 3 and 4 games and tournament time. Don't even get me started. We're getting ready to go into basketball season, but we're not quite there yet. We've played a half tonight. PCS is leading 14-0. What did you take away from the first 24 minutes of action?
I don't think Coach Hawkins could have scripted a better start to the football game. Was it a 47-yard touchdown pass on the first play, offensive play from scrimmage, I think. There was a little bit of a lull there for a little while, but the running game really picked up in the second quarter. with Fayette Island really picking up much of that. But 14-0 at half, and a lot of football left. And defensively, Presbyterian is doing a really good job containing Parklane's run game and putting a lot of pressure on quarterback Brady Lee. And I think that's been a pivotal part in the first half.
Earlier tonight, Matthew and I, we talked about the playoff picture as it sits tonight with these two teams vying for that play-in spot. We see MRA and Jackson Academy in the north have pretty much iced their positions. Jackson Prep undefeated at this point, and pretty much the only hiccup would be a tiebreaker, and they have that over PCS yet to play Parklane. After seeing all the powers that be play this year, what do you expect from this 2012 postseason?
Well, obviously, the two big dogs are Prep and JA. MRA, they looked mighty good last week against Magnolia Heights. And you guys, I think that's, in my opinion, the top four squads. And to Presbyterian's advantage, if you guys get this game put away and kind of secure this big, giant win here, you close it, I think, with Oak Forest and Starkville.
Two big, long road trips to end the season.
Yeah, and, Parklane has a regular season ending matchup with Prep, which, that it is what it is. And But it's going to be interesting. You look at Presbyterian. I was talking to one of you, the fans, earlier before the game started. It wasn't that long ago. Presbyterian Christian were playing their basketball games at William Carey. And you kind of fast forward 10 or 12 years, and here they are on the cusp of really competing with the JAs and the Preps in football. And it's no secret out there. Everybody knows. It's just a matter of time with Presbyterian football.
Absolutely. Well, you talk about quick growers. Your website growing quickly. The athletic programs here growing very quickly. And this being senior night, I think it's fair to bring up a point. You talked about it wasn't very long ago that we were as PCS down in the ranking, so to speak. But this senior class, with a win tonight, will go to 24 wins as a class, being the most successful senior class. Before Coach Hawkins arrived, the whole PCS football program had 24 wins. So very quick turnaround there. So that has been our time here with Darren Thomas. I want to thank him again for joining us here at halftime. There on your screen you see as the drill team performs. Southern Sports and Travel. Type it into Google. Go to the MAIS website at msais.org. There's a link there that you can go on to his website. One last question you have, and really your niche is AA action. We saw Simpson team. We've seen a Columbia team. And the lone loss for Parklane this year has been to a very tough Centerville team. So what are the double A's looking like for this season?
Well, in Double A, it's all about the South region. The North is typically weak, and they have been weak for a handful of years. But you've got four really solid squads in the South: Centerville, Simpson, obviously, a Trinity team that is really playing well, and Brookhaven has been down a little bit, but they have such a balanced offense. They can really make some noise in postseason. As far as 2A being my niche, it has been, but the objective is to branch out, hence me being here tonight and covering a 3A matchup last week with MRA and Magnolia Heights. And like I said, as the website progresses, that will be the ultimate objective, is to cover all three classes and even 8-man, which is I've been catching a lot of flack for not doing anything with 8-man. But that's coming also. But like I said, it's God's being really too good to me than what I deserve. And but the site is going great. And I just thank everybody who frequents the site on a regular basis.
Well, Darren, we appreciate you stopping by, and thank you, and look forward to a great second half here, and hope to see you down the road sometime.
Appreciate it much.
We'll take one final break. We've got about 5 minutes until the second half gets underway. PCS leading 14-0 over Parklane. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here getting set. All the halftime festivities have concluded as you see the PCS color guard coming off the field. We got about 2 minutes to go until halftime. Teams are warming up on their respective ends. A couple of scores, Jackson Academy and Washington knotted at 7 apiece at halftime from Greenville. That's a big one there. Jackson Prep cruising over East Rankin 34-0 in halftime in that contest. Haven't gotten an update from the other game we were watching, which Simpson MRA. Haven't heard anything from that one. Columbia and Brookhaven are in district play. Brookhaven well in control of that one, 24-0 in halftime was the last score I saw in that game. Oak Grove was leading, I believe, Brandon 20-0. Excuse me, Terry. Oak Grove over Terry 20-0. Hattiesburg High School over Forest Hill 27-12. That Brookhaven scores, 28-0 over Columbia Academy. I do have an MRA score. Madison Ridgeland leading Simpson 10-0 at the half in that contest. So MRA up 10-0, and if Jackson Academy is somehow able to stumble in the second half against Washington as they're tied at 7, that could be a very interesting development as MRA again leading 10-0 over Simpson. And Jackson Academy again tied with Washington School 7-7 at the half. And our local neighborhood spotter here, Mr. Griffith, has reminded me that the big battle up north, West Jones and Wayne County, the War Eagles and Mustangs are playing tonight. Haven't gotten an update from that one. So we're getting set as PCS will be kicking off to start this one. Quickly, Matthew, 14-0 lead for PCS over Parklane at half. What do you, if you're Coach Hawkins, what do you look for here in the second half?
Well, Coach Hawkins said, number one, take care of the ball. He said that from the very get-go. We do have one fumble on the night. Didn't hurt us. Let's see if we can continue to take care of the football.
This kick into the end zone for a touchback, and Parklane will start at the 20.
Parklane's just got to find a way to score some points. They've moved the ball. PCS has, what do they say, bend but not break so far kind of attitude. Parklane's got a lot of weapons, so PCS needs to make sure they come out aggressive, not get complacent and satisfied with that 14-0 lead. This is going to be a great football game. This second half is going to be very entertaining.
And they'll go back to that familiar spread with twins to each side of the formation. Lee looking to throw the quick slant. Got a man wide open. Wow. Zach Stutzman at the 40-yard line was all by his lonesome. All he had was green grass in front of him, and he just dropped it.
Nathan, can you spell touchdown? Because that's what he had.
Wow. That's a heartbreaker. That's the third drop pass, key drop for the Parklane receivers tonight.
Tell you what, 14-7 makes this game a lot more interesting.
Especially in 16 seconds again like PCS scored to start the first half.
That would have been really ironic.
So they go same formation, Joseph Clark in the backfield with Lee. They'll option to his side. Lee keeps it, and he is stopped. Robbie Broadhead and Alan Winford combine on the tackle.
I was going to say, Robbie Broadhead, he came up there and hit that hole hard.
Robbie's one of those guys that he just does it all. I mean, he's played some quarterback. He's run the ball a little bit, and he's played linebacker, safety, corner. He's just all over the field, just does what he needs to do, one of those seniors for PCS. He'll get a breather here as Tyler Young checks in at the cornerback position. Trips to the near side for Brady Lee, the Parklane quarterback. He'll take the snap, look middle, being flushed out, chased by Giroux. Giroux gets him. Sack for Justin Giroux.
Big play for the PCS defense.
I was about to say, that's a huge play, Matthew. That drops them from 3rd and 10 to now 4th and 13 in a punting situation. inside their own 20. And kicker for Parklane, Zach McDaniel, doesn't have a strong leg. He's hit 2 line drives and set up PCS with good returns. They set up the return here. This one barely gets over the line. Hits Norton in the back of the head. Parklane fields it.
Wow. Wow.
That is unreal. The punt barely cleared the line of scrimmage. Hunter Norton was retreating to set up a block, and the ball goes right off the top of his blue dome and into the waiting hands of Seth Travis going down to cover.
Of course, it bounces perfectly right to the Parklane player.
Now, you can't advance a muffed punt, so Parklane will take over at the 40-yard line where he caught the ball. Say what?
Unbelievable.
Not the conventional 4th down conversion, but it works just the same for Parklane. Lee looking to throw. He'll step up, and he's hit by a trio of Bobcat linebackers, Harvey, Griffin, and Morgan.
Micah doing a great job just filling gaps.
Gain of a yard. 2nd and 9. 10 minutes to play. I've seen football for all of my life in every level. I've seen 8-man, I've seen junior high, I've seen NFL, Arena League. I've seen them all, but I've never seen anything like that.
Nathan, that's just like they drew it up on 4th down.
Shotgun for Lee. Give to Clark middle, cutting. Ball comes out.
PCS recovers.
Micah Griffin just reached one of those big paws in there and ripped the ball away from Joseph Clark. Turnover. Addison there to cover up the loose football. PCS takes over at the Parklane 48-yard line. So just as quick as the Ties turn one way, they turn right back.
Nathan, what a turn of events. We go from a sure touchdown drop, and then we force a 4th down. You have a muff punt, and now we have the ball in a fumble.
I formation toss left for Island, sweeping, and he's upended, crossing the 45 by Seth Travis, the beneficiary of the lucky bounce off Norton's helmet.
Seen some big hits tonight. I think that was James Michael Smith, one of our players to watch, coming up making a big play.
You better not say his name too loud. You might get hurt, as your players to watch have been so far.
James Michael, we wish you the best. We really do.
Jones will get a breather, and Rand Henderson will check in and be a split out to the near sideline. Young goes far. Offset I with Sygrist and Island. They'll counter, fake the toss, and Parklane right there. Lee Sygrist wrapped up and stopped by number 74.
I don't have a 74 on the roster.
We don't have a 74 on the roster. Not surprising there. We've had multiple problems with rosters throughout the season. Addison will go far side. Island will come off. It'll be 3rd and 9 for PCS as Tyler Young is the receiver to the near side. 2 tight ends, 1 to each side, Jones and Griffin. Sygrist behind Patterson. Here's the tight end around again to Griffin, trying to set up his blocks. He's across the 40 and finally pushed out of bounds there by number 6, Logan Morrell. He'll be about 2 yards short of the 1st down. 4th and 2 for PCS. And, well, do you go for it here? 4th and 2, 8.5 minutes to play. Troy Waits hasn't proven that he's got this length on the field goal. And we'll see Patterson come back. Well, offense will stay on the field. 4th and 2 at the Parklane 40.
Nathan, we saw that play earlier. Micah had a nice gain. This time he lined up on the other side.
They'll go with the Rhino package here. Alan Winford, Robbie Morgan, Micah Griffin, the tight ends. Burks, the fullback. Sygrist, the tailback. And they power it to Sygrist, left side. He's got the 1st down across the 35.
Nathan, we haven't heard a lot from Sygrist tonight, and he's one of our biggest weapons. We'll see if maybe we get him going here in the second half.
That'll move the chains for PCS.
Had a heavy dose of Fate Island in the first half. Maybe Sygrist here in the second half.
34 yards away from the end zone. And we'll see Fate Island step back into the huddle now. giving a break to Lee Sigrist. And if you're watching, that's not a special paint job on Lee Sigrist's helmet. Those are all the helmet stickers he's accrued over the season. Split backfield, speed sweep to Island left. He's got a man out in front, and he drags him down. Awkward tackle there, and Island is slow to get up, grabbing his right knee. And PCS Nation holds its collective breath.
That's right. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of injuries tonight. Rusty Hines is our trainer here at PCS. He does such a good job for us. Want to give him a shout out real quick.
And PCS has to be careful here that they don't. We've got an official stoppage as Island is down just off the boundary. The issue here was the tackle. Island tried to give a stiff arm, and the defender reached out, grasped around the shoulder pads, and then just fell down and rolled up the back of the right leg of Fate Island awkwardly. And Fate looked like he tried to get up, but that knee just didn't feel right. We'll take the timeout with them. I'll pause and we'll be back to bring you more third quarter action. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here. It's a 2nd and 3 for PCS. Burks the fullback. Sigrist moves to tailback. They counter, give him the ball right side. He's across the 15 and inside. He's tripped up. The one man that saved the touchdown, I believe, was number 21, Jack Dumas.
Nathan Sigrist looked like he has a little extra motivation on that run with his buddy Fate being out.
And he's being helped over to the bench, not putting a whole lot of weight on that right knee. We'll see how it goes. I would expect Island's night to be over. 2 receivers to the far side. That's Addison and Jonathan Burks checking in the slot. Same play for Sigrist, right side. Now cutting back to the middle. Hits a wall, pushing forward inside the 5. Lee Sigrist. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling inside the 5-yard line.
Trying to see who that was. I think Andrew Burks coming over, giving him an extra shove there. Probably an extra 5 yards.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 3. And we'll see Tyler Henderson check in. We saw Tyler have a little duty at fullback when Burks was injured with an MCL. And with Sigrist now moving to tailback, Henderson moves back to fullback responsibilities. They didn't get to practice this, so this is something we'll see. Sigrist tailback in the power eye right side. He into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. Lee Sigrist.
Great job from Sigrist. We talked about earlier about him being such a weapon for us. He's toted the load here in the 3rd quarter.
That moves our score to 20-0 PCS. 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Waits on for the extra point. High snap is put down, and Waits is able to put it through for the extra point. 21-0. We'll pause just a second and be right back with more PCS football here on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here as Waits is set to send this kickoff away. 21-0 PCS leads here in the third quarter. High end over end kick will go down to Brady Lee, a yard deep in his end zone for a touchback.
Field position, Nathan.
Exactly. PCS, the last possession, was able to hold Parklane and force them to punt, and then not sure what you call that play, kick it off the head. The ball hits Hunter Norton and goes right into the hands of Seth Travis. But Micah Griffin was able to step up and strip Joseph Clark, and PCS took over, marched 48 yards and scored to move our score. As you see there, 21-0.
Nathan, one drop ball is 14-7.
Absolutely.
Now it's 21-0.
Absolutely.
Big swing for PCS.
Huge swing. Jack Dumas has it, and he's dragged down by Stephen Jones. 21 Jack Dumas, big play out across the 45 to the 47, 27-yard gain.
Yeah, it looked like he was going inside slant, then he just kicked it back outside.
Clock stops momentarily to move the chains. Dumas able to reel that pass in. No drop on that occasion. Twins to each side for Lee. Looking left. Stepping up and pressure. Throws off his back foot across the middle. Addison drops an interception. Trying to get it to Seth Travis. Overshoots his man. And Addison unable to reel in the interception there at the 15.
Chris has had one big play tonight. That would have been his second.
So it'll be a 2nd and 10 from the PCS, or excuse me, from the Parklane 47. Trips to the far side. Lee sweeping left. Robbie Morgan steps up and doesn't allow. I think the ball came out. The ball come out there?
I didn't see Nathan.
I saw the official throw the beanbag, and that's usually an indication of a fumble, but I guess he was marking forward progress. It'll be a loss of 8 on the play. 3rd and 17. Going the wrong way is Brady Lee there. Ball back to the 42 now. 6:20 and counting to play. And we see an appearance by Carr Young at wide receiver now. He came in the first half at quarterback and threw the little halfback toss pass. He went under center and threw the halfback toss. Now he's split out as receiver. They're looking for him across the middle. Lee goes back left side. Addison steps in front of the intended receiver, Dan Gill. Another breakup for Chris Addison. Big play there.
Nice play by Chris. He had almost interception. He comes back, makes a really nice play on 3rd down to force a punting situation.
Well, it's 4th and 17, so the punt off the dome, we might see it as under 6 to play. Quick score, Prep well in control, 41-0.
Jackson Prep is really playing some good football right now.
And that's at East Rankin.
You remember last week they ended Jackson Academy's streak, the MAI streak of wins.
And a little local flavor here. Purvis trailing 28-14 at the half. This kick, nice. Definitely the best punt of the night as it goes all the way down inside the 20, inside the 15, down at the 11. Best kick of the night for Zach McDaniel. And PCS will take control 89 yards away this time.
PCS got a long ways to go. Main thing here, we don't want to turn the ball over close to Parklane's end zone.
5:45 to play in the third quarter. We'll see Young and Rand Henderson split to the near side. Cygris to the tailback as Fate Island's night is over. They counter, Cygris back. He cuts it middle. And Cygris across the 20, close to a first down.
Nathan, our offensive line is really starting to make some holes here in the third quarter. Maybe the Pioneers starting to wear down just a little bit up front because, early in the first half, Parklane was really doing a good job against the run.
Definitely. Tyler Stutzman was doing a phenomenal job pressing right up on sophomore center Jace Broom. Jace has answered the call. Really only been beat on one play was Broom. They'll go back to the I. This is Sygrist again, and he'll tiptoe across the line to gain for a PCS first down with 5 to play, third quarter.
This is good old-fashioned football right now. Let's see who can block and who can tackle.
Well, break huddle. Henderson split to the near side. They'll go 2 tight ends and a fullback in front of Sygrist. They count around to Tyler Young. He's got grass in front. Flag comes in behind the play, but Young runs, and he's out at the 50-yard line, still running, and whistles will blow him dead.
Got a good block by Rand Henderson on the outside. I'm not sure. The flag came from the inside.
Flag came from the back, Judge. It's thrown between the hashes. A holding against PCS. Didn't get a number. Came on the interior of the line, and not sure who that was. So the flag will negate the big run by Tyler Young. He'll take the ball back all the way inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. So it'll be a first and about 15 yards. The hold occurred 5 yards into the defensive secondary. I formation, twins to the near side. Burks and Addison. Patterson confused on the play and swarmed under by Parklane. Looked like a little thought of a draw.
Yeah, Patterson turned. Nobody was there. Dan Gill, he was ready for that.
Not sure what happened there. Definitely a miscommunication on the play call. And so PCS is moving the ball pretty well. Got a first down. Big run from Tyler Young, then a holding penalty, and then a miscommunication, and it's second and
20?
We'll call it second and 20.
Nathan, we just want to get as many yards as we can, maybe get a manageable third down here.
They'll toss it near side to Sygrist. He cuts back and tripped up by
looks like Seth Davis.
Seth Travis.
Seth Travis, excuse me. Really nice play by Seth also. Kind of shoestring tackled him there.
It'll be a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 17. Under 4 to play in the third quarter. And you're really, at this point, you're just trying to get some room to get Waits comfortable to boom a punt here to keep field position in your favor. And we saw him boom one at Jackson Prep. That's one area he's been really strong in this season is the punting game. I believe he uncorked a 70-plus yarder at Jackson Prep.
I think you see PCS be conservative here because you just don't want to make a mistake this far in your own territory.
Jones now at tailback, fumbled snap, and falling on it is Parklane. That is number 22, Dylan Barnes.
Nathan, we just talked about we want to be conservative here. We don't want anything bad to happen this deep, and there it is. Parklane has new life.
Looked like a botched snap from Broom to Patterson, and Parklane will take over. This will be their first penetration inside the PCS red zone since their first drive of the game, when PCS was able to hold on a 4th and 5 and get a turnover on downs on a sack.
If any possession has been really big for PCS defense, this is it right here.
Well, PCS has struggled this year with 20-plus point leads. Anytime they get one, they seem to turn around and give up a score. Fade route on the outside to Dan Gill, and he beats Chris Herron to the end zone for the touchdown pass. Brady Lee to Dan Gill gets Parklane on the board, 21-6.
Nathan, we talked about this game's going to go all 4 quarters, and you're seeing it right now. Parklane's responding. Big turnover for them. First play, strike. This is going to get really interesting before the night's over.
And Zach McDaniel will come on for the extra point. Zach Stutzman will place it down as the holder. Again, 15-point lead right now as we sit. The extra point very, very crucial at this juncture. High snap, gets it down. Kick is high enough and good. McDaniel converts, and we're at 21-7. And Parklane now on the board after the PCS turnover. You really don't want to mention it, but after Island's injury, PCS going on a little bit of emotion, punches one in. And since then, the offense has been a little bit reeling with 3:04 to play here, third quarter.
Yeah, we don't want to be too conservative here. Going in, we have plenty of time left for Parklane. We just don't want to move the football, maybe eat some clock up, get some more points on the board.
And the only time that we've seen Parklane kick off to this point was the opening kickoff where McDaniel lined up for an onside kick, and then sent a pooch kick that Saigas returned for fair field position.
Hunter Norton is a dangerous punt returner as well.
Norton will not get his hands on this one, I'm fairly certain, as McDaniels hasn't shown the leg to do this. And he's really setting this up, being very careful how he tees this up, and you really only see that on an onside kick attempt, and he'll take a very short retreat, and it looks like that's
PCS needs to walk up a little bit.
Well, here's the thing. The ball is just behind the 40. He's not teeing it up on the 40. It'll be a pooch kick. Will come down to Seigrist at the 25. He's middle. He's got a lane. He's up, at the 42, and that's where one man, Cody Harvey. Cody Harvey saved the touchdown on the opening kick. Cody Harvey saves the touchdown here. PCS starts in excellent field position at their own 44.
Pass Harvey, a lot of green grass.
Something about those Harveys, they make very sure tacklers.
That's right, one on each team. PCS has good field position once again.
Under 3 here, third quarter. PCS leads 21-7 now after the Dan Gill touchdown. They'll go flex formation with two tights. Jones in motion. Counter speed sweep reverse to Hunter Norton. He's across the 50. It's a foot race. The 40, 30, the 20. He's pushed out inside the 15-yard line.
Parklane had a little confusion there. Nobody on that near side.
Number 24, Cole Nunnery, pushed out Norton before he got to the goal line. And PCS answers back. Ball just outside the 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's exactly what PCS needed. When somebody punches you, you need to turn right back around and give it right back to them.
They'll go same formation. Winford, the tight end to the right. Griffin, the tight end to the left. Jones and Norton flank those tight ends with Seigrist behind Patterson. This is Norton in motion. Same play, other side to Jones. He cuts it back. Knocked off his feet to the 10, and Jones pops right back up.
Big tackle by 22, looks like.
That's Dylan Barnes, who recovered the fumble a moment ago. A gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for PCS.
PCS needs to put some points on the board. Go ahead and move this to a 3-score lead.
Clicking down to 2 minutes to play here. They'll go same formation, but Seigrist will be offset to the left. Norton in speed motion. They give it to him. Hunter Norton trying to get to the edge. Pauses, and he loses a couple of yards back to about the 8. Seth Travis on the tackle. Correction, they gave him a gain of a yard. So it'll be a 3rd and 4 play here. And we'll see Winford come off as well as Robbie Morgan come off. So the hands team, Rand Henderson and Tyler Young, will come in. Young will be in the slot to the right. Rand Henderson will split far to the right with a huge cushion this close to the goal line. Stephen Jones speed sweep, counter back to Tyler Young. Young cuts back inside the 5, and that's where he stops Seth Travis at the 5-yard line. It'll be a close.
It's going to be close.
And I believe they're going to move the chains. They are. It'll be 1st and goal. 1st and goal for PCS.
Got 3 chances to punch it in here, maybe 4.
2 words, 1-7. That's Lee Seigrist.
That's right.
He checks in, and he'll most likely line up and get this handoff. Well,
he's had a great third quarter.
We see speed package in. Seigrist, the only back behind Patterson, as Addison splits far to the right. Same formation. Jones in motion. They fake it. Rolling out is Patterson. being pressured, throws it up. Micah Griffin at the goal line. Complete for a touchdown, Bobcats.
Wow, Daniel Patterson, what a play. He's got somebody hanging all over him, and he still completes the pass. Micah moving into just getting open right there on the scramble.
Micah just shot between two white jerseys and stepped in and caught that. He just appeared out of nowhere like a magic trick.
When Daniel passed the ball, I think everybody held their breath, and Micah caught it, a big cheer from the crowd.
And officials pause it. Now they're ready for play. But Daniel Patterson doing his best Ben Roethlisberger impersonation on that play. Throws it complete to Micah Griffin. And Troy Waite sends this one high into the night sky and through the uprights.
Daniel's such a good game manager. Real excited for him to make a big play right there.
28-7 is our score. PCS answers the Parklane touchdown with one of their own. We'll step aside for just a moment. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here in Hattiesburg. Quick scoring update. Jackson Academy leads now 10-7 over Washington School in that game. A very, very tight matchup there in North AAA action. Waite sends this one high end over end down to Brady Lee at the goal line and in to the end zone for a touchback.
Once again, Waite's helping us with field position.
So with the last 50 seconds of the third quarter upcoming, PCS has a 3-score lead.
Nathan, Parklane continues to start at the 20, whereas we're getting the ball around the big difference right there.
I'd have to check the stats, but I do believe this may be the most points that Parkland has allowed all season. I'm not sure that Centerville, their only loss. As Lee drops back, looking middle, throwing to Gill. He's got him crossing. Dan Gill tackled just shy of the 50 by Addison. And when he hit the ground, the ball popped up right into the hands of another Pioneer receiver, Cody Harvey, I think. And he was off to the races, but they'd mark him down.
You mentioned Parklane's defense. They did give up 32 against East Rank, and everyone else 14 or less. That's including a really good Centerville team.
Twins to each side of the shotgun for Lee. Looking left. Throws the short route to Gill. Gill's been his favorite target tonight. Catch made there. Gain of 8 on the play.
You see Parklane really starting to spread the ball around, trying to pass the ball, move the ball a little bit quicker now that time's their big enemy.
Heron makes the tackle. We're under 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. 2nd and 3 for the Pioneers. And they're probably going to let this clock run down. They will. That's the end of the third quarter. We'll pause for just a moment. Be back to bring you the final 12 minutes here. PCS leads 28-7 over Parklane on senior night here in Hattiesburg. Welcome back here. We're down to the last 12 minutes of play. PCS leads Parklane 28-7 with what is most likely a playoff berth on the way. Parklane will go trips to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Clark is off the left shoulder. Lee throws short to Stutzman in the flats. He loses one defender racing down the sideline, pushed out by Addison. And we'll see where they mark him. It'll be enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 25-yard line. And a lot of confusion there. Broadhead stepped out, then went back in, then back again, and then the short pass. He had safety help over the top from Addison, but that was too far away. Twins to each side this time on 1st and 10 for Brady Lee. He'll roll to his right, looking, pressured by Broadhead. He's hit, gets it away, high and incomplete. Intended for Jack Dumas. Hunter Norton there in close coverage on the play. 2nd and 10 for Parklane.
Parklane threatened. There's still a lot of time left in the game.
Run 2 plays and 12 seconds off the clock here.
Parklane's going to almost an all-passing attack right now. We need to be careful. Quarterback draw might catch you sleeping.
They'll go twin receiver. They'll go 5 wides here. Trips to the far side, 2 to the near side. Nobody in the backfield with Brady Lee. Harvey blitzes in his face. He pressures him out of the pocket. Chased by Giroux. He'll look. He lobs it up to the end zone. Up in the air. It's a jump ball. Everyone jumps and the ball falls to the turf. Incomplete.
Really good job by the PCS defenders. We don't really want to catch that. We just want to bat it down, make sure Parklane doesn't get it. Obviously, if there's a chance for interception, we'll take it, but just want to bat that ball down to the ground.
Big play there for the PCS defense, and it seems that every time they go empty backfield, 5 wides, we're seeing some black shirts blitzing from around the edges.
Brady Lee running for his life.
Sigris will check in to play a little defense now, and Robbie Morgan will step out. Speed rusher around the perimeter. It'll be 3rd and 10 here when we likely see
This is going to be 2-down territory, so Parklane is just
sure.
going to try to get whatever they can. They're definitely going to go for it on 4th.
They'll roll right again. Pressure. Lee throws short. It's caught by Harvey. Harvey is dragged down.
Great tackle.
By that is Stephen Jones.
23, Stephen Jones holding on to him there.
Cody Harvey with the completion. Gain of 5, just like you said. 2-down territory for Parklane. Down 3 scores. Ball at the PCS 20. A lot of pressure there from the PCS front, forcing Brady Lee to scramble. They'll send 3 receivers near side. That's Zach Stutzman, Jack Dumas, and Cody Harvey. To the far side, I believe that is Dan Gill, the favorite target of the night for Brady Lee. He'll look toward Gill, throws to the slant. Hunter Norton dives in front and breaks up the pass. Hunter Norton might have the play of the game defensively right there.
Big play. He's fired up, too. Look at him.
He had to dive to get that one, and every inch Hunter Norton had took that one away from awaiting Dumas at the goal line.
Pioneers have the clock as the extra enemy now.
Turnover on downs after the 4th and 5 play there was batted down by Norton, and PCS takes over with 10 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. We'll see a power set with 3 tight ends. Sigris behind Burks. Heavy doses of 17 on the way. He gets it here. Goes left side, not much doing there. Gain of about 2 on the play. And, well, we had a similar situation as this at Simpson. They were trying to salt the clock away with Sigris and Island, and both players fumbled in the 4th quarter. PCS able to dodge the bullet there, however. And we'll see how things go tonight. Griffin comes off. Tyler Henderson checks in as the extra fullback.
Yeah, that PCS right now just wants to grind the clock. They want to, like you said earlier, just take care of the ball right here. Clock's our friend.
Power eye set to the right. Tossed that way. Sigris trying to get to the edge. Now he stops, cuts on a dime, and somehow gains yardage out of that.
Tell you what, number 11 again for Park Lane, Seth Travis coming up making a big hit. Called his name a lot tonight.
He's been all over the field for this Pioneer defense. We'll see Tyler Young and Rand Henderson as wide receivers come in. Allen Winford and Tyler Henderson.
I know PCS does not want a 3 and out right here. We need to move the sticks.
3rd and 7. Big play here. Ball at their own 23. Go I formation with 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Patterson will turn and give the Strikers. Ball's on the turf. Park Lane's on it. Number 74, that we don't have his name.
Another big play by 74. We just talked about ball control. And you were talking about the Simpson game. Again, we've shot ourselves in the foot here.
Teams that wear that red and blue seem to force those fourth quarter turnovers. So Park Lane will take over after the turnover by PCS. Not many times do you see teams lose the turnover battle and still have a 3-score lead late in ball games.
That's right.
9:19 to play. And Park Lane spreads the field 3-1. Option left. Clark. Pitch behind him. Clark cuts back, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown.
One thing we didn't need, the turnover and then a quick score. Park Lane's right back in the game. 9 minutes remaining.
I'm not sure what happened, and I haven't seen this all year, but Micah Griffin was running toward the ball carrier and all of a sudden fell on his face.
Nathan, Robbie Morgan was about an inch away from batting that tip down. Probably would have been a fumble because of the lateral.
So just like that, Park Lane moves this game to 28-13. And no one is resting easy right now. McDaniel's plant foot goes out from under him, and somehow the ball goes just over the crossbar. I tell you what, I don't know how Zach McDaniel lives his life, but he's living it right.
Nathan, he has the punt off the helmet of a PCS player for a turnover, and now he has the extra point good off of miscue.
28-14, PCS leads Park Lane. Still a lot of time left, 9-11 on the fourth quarter clock. What do you expect, an onside kick here?
9-11. I mean, it's definitely in the playbook for sure. Park Lane's defense did force a quick 3 and out, so we can see either one here.
Zach McDaniel will be the one to kick it. Interesting, when he teed the ball up last time, it was about half a yard behind the 40-yard line. And I'm not sure anybody else noticed that. Ball's got to go 10 yards before it can be touched by the defense. And I don't know if that really plays. See, here it is again. He's teed the ball up behind the 40-yard line. So technically, Park Lane can't touch the ball until it gets just in front of the 50. So it's a little bit of a trick there. The 10 yards is slightly askew. McDaniels, his short retreat. This is a line drive. Pooch kick goes out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty and set PCS up near midfield.
I think Coach Powell just trusts his defense. I mean, they just came up with a 3 and out, forced a big turnover. So